What is going on, Rhymestyle? And today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Dragon Ball Z movie, Fukkatsu no F, otherwise known as Frieza Reborn. I keep saying Fusion Reborn. Frieza Reborn. And just in case you missed it, this is a new movie coming out, a new canon movie coming out on April 18th in Japan. I'm not really sure when it's going to come out the rest of the world. If you remember, Battle of Gods came out March 30th, 2013, and then it took a couple months for it to hit the rest of the world. But hopefully, because of how successful Battle of Gods was, this movie won't take as long to get dubbed and localized across the world. But of course, when you find out more information about that, we'll talk about that later. For now, I want to focus about the main topic of today's video, and that is, how strong is this new Frieza? And basically, like, what's going to happen when he comes back. But before we jump into that, let's talk about the quick premise of the movie, just in case you haven't been keeping up with the news and you haven't seen the last couple of videos I uploaded in the past week. So, the quick premise of the movie is two Frieza soldiers show up onto Earth, and first of all, where the hell have they been? Like, where have you guys been for the last 15 years? Just chilling, taking a break? What? Like, I don't understand how you guys took that long to come back. But beside the point, they come to Earth and they have one mission, and that is to to revive the evil tyrant known as Frieza. They come to Earth, and of course, they gather the Dragon Balls somehow. I don't get how they don't get stopped, but I guess we'll find out in the movie. They gather the Dragon Balls, and they create, or they make the worst wish ever, which is what we've been kind of hearing about for the past couple months. What is this worst wish? Well, they're the ones who granted. They make the worst wish, and they revive the evil tyrant. Now, the question is what's different this time? That's kind of like the theories that everybody's been tossing around left and right. Obviously, he can't come back the same strength, because when Frieza died, he was his power level was roughly 120 million. And before people say, well, maybe he's training Otherworld. Otherworld doesn't exist in the canon DBZ world. Otherworld was kind of a filler add to the anime, but in manga, Otherworld does not exist. There is no dead world where dead evil warriors can train. Which is, if you pay attention to when Vegeta died in the Buu saga, he didn't keep his body, but that's kind of an inconsistency, because since there was hell, he should have technically gone there. But beside the point. Point is, there is no hell, and there was no way that Frieza could have been training in the afterlife. So what's different this time? The two theories that keep going around the internet, of course, are he comes back immortal, and the other one is, and the more popular one, of course, is he comes back as a god, which is kind of like what I want to see. And let's talk about that for a second. So Frieza, to me, is the all-time greatest and most evil villain to exist in any anime period. Frieza's only flaw, though, was that he wasn't able to complete his mission because he was vulnerable. Kid Buu could regenerate, Cell could regenerate, and we see many other warriors in the Dragon Ball Z history, including the movies, where they could regenerate. And Frieza could never do that, so that was kind of his flaw. But can you imagine how much of a threat this tyrant would have been if he could regenerate? He could have easily taken over the universe. Easily. But because he couldn't, that was kind of his downfall, and that's how he ultimately ended up getting killed when he got cut in half and, of course, blasted by Goku in the final attack on Planet Namek. But now that he's come back stronger, it's going to get pretty interesting, because obviously when he comes back stronger, he has to come back at a new level that can match both, all three, actually every warrior in the Dragon Ball Z series at this point, which includes Vegeta, which most likely will be Super Saiyan God Vegeta, Super Saiyan God Goku, Beerus, and Whis as well. And the reason why I include Beerus and Whis is because if you remember in Battle of Gods, Beerus did say, you know what, I'm going to go pay Frieza a visit so I can kill him, because he didn't really like him. He felt some unique way towards Frieza. So I feel like, you know, in this movie, there is going to have to be a fight between Beerus and Frieza at some point. And obviously, Beerus can't be the one that kills Frieza. He just can't. So clearly, somehow, Frieza will either trap him, seal him, beat him. We don't know. We'll find out in the movie. But my theory is that there's going to be a big fight between Beerus and Frieza. And of course, if Beerus gets beaten, then I'm sure Whis is going to take over and, you know, defend him, because he's kind of his teacher, and he's also the overseer of the God of Destruction. Like, he can't just let Beerus go down. So obviously, this Frieza has to come back pretty freaking powerful, and we'll talk about that in a couple seconds. So this is just kind of my theory of how strong Frieza is going to have to be in this movie. And of course, I would love for you guys all watching this to post your theories as well. Give me your best stuff, add it to the comment section, because these discussion videos become so much more fun when you guys are involved. So please, I highly encourage everybody to participate in the comment section below. So let's talk about after the Buu saga. So 5 years after the Buu saga is the time when the Battle of Gods takes place, and all we know is that at the time when Goku gains his God abilities, his power, or strength-wise, according to Toriyama, was roughly a 6. Strength-wise, Toriyama gave Super Saiyan God Goku, the strongest Goku's ever been, a 6. and it gives Beerus a 10, which obviously placed Beerus at a greater advantage over Goku. But the interesting part was when we find out at the end of the movie that Beerus is not even the strongest. Whis is the strongest in that universe. There's other alternate universes that are even have warriors even stronger than Whis, Beerus, and Super Saiyan God Goku. But just for the sake of this video, we're going to talk about just this universe. And in this universe, Whis is the strongest character with a scale of 15. So he's like almost 3 times as strong as freaking Goku is at that moment in time. And this is 5 years after Kibu Saga. So as far as the time placement for this movie, we're probably looking at, I'd say, maybe 3 years after the Battle of Gods movie. And that's because, the only reason why I say that is because, we do remember, what's his face, Whis knocking Beerus out for 3 more years. So I feel like at least 3 years has to pass between Battle of Gods and to the point where we are today with this new movie. Maybe even more, who knows. All I know is we know Goku has a new logo on his shirt, which means he was training under somebody. And my strong theory is it has to be somebody like maybe a god. You know, the popular theory is he trains with Whis while Beerus is locked away. But I'm not really sure about that yet. You know, the more I think about it is why would Goku hunt down? First of all, Goku couldn't even hunt out Whis. Because the thing is to find Whis, he would have to use instant transmission, but he can't sense deities. That's why he wouldn't be able to track him down. Unless Whis is the one who went back to Earth and was like, hey, let me get some sushi, and by the way, Goku, you want to come train with me? That's the only thing that actually happened in this movie. But as far as, you know, Goku finding Whis and asking him to train him, I don't think that's possible. It's got to be the other way around. Which, you know, the other way around fits as well, because obviously Whis fell in love with the food on Earth, and I can see him come back to Earth and getting food and then somehow getting asked to train Goku asking him to train, and that's how he gets stronger. But, so 5 years after Busaga, Goku is a 6, Beerus is a 10, and Whis is a 15. So obviously, while he's training under whoever he's training, whether it's Whis or somebody else, he's had to have gotten a lot stronger. Maybe placing Goku at a 10, somewhere equivalent to Beerus. Whis probably is around a 15 still because he doesn't need to train anymore. He's already like achieved the ultimate strength. And since Beerus was kind of asleep, he didn't have much of a chance to train. Plus, at the same time, he's also the perfect, you know, strong creature as is. So he doesn't really need to train that much as well. But Goku had something to prove because he wanted to be the strongest in the universe. So I could see that he probably spent the next couple years trying to perfect the Super Saiyan God form and trying to get as strong as Beerus so they can have a rematch at some point in time later. So we know that Goku obviously has to get stronger, and I can see Beerus and Whis being the same. So now, how strong is Frieza? Well, for him to fight Beerus and Whis, he's got to be stronger than Beerus during the Battle of Gods movie, which could be likely, you know, it could be very, very likely. But the thing is like I said, my theory is if he takes down Beerus, whether he seals him or traps him or tricks him, who knows, the fight, he has to be at least a 10, but he also has to be at least a 15 so he can take on Whis. So because of that, my theory is that Frieza, using that same scale that Toriyama had with his new abilities, has to be somewhere around between a 17 and a 20. And the reason I place him at a 17 and 20 is because he's got to be stronger than Whis, and he's got to be stronger than Goku alone. Because ultimately, I think the way this movie is going to end is with Vegeta achieving Super Saiyan God and teaming up with Goku, who, of course, Vegeta's also been training off on his own. And once he achieves Super Saiyan God, he will get strong enough where if he teams up with Goku, they can both combine their powers to actually take out Frieza ultimately in the final fight of that movie. So I'd say, strength-wise, using the Toriyama scale that he's been talking about in the interview in the past, Frieza ultimately has to be around a 17 to a 20 range, where it's got to be strong enough where he can easily take out each one of these gods on their own, but not strong enough where he can, or at least maybe on an even level. That's why I think he might be more of a 20, because if he's a 20 and let's say Goku's a 10 and Vegeta used to be around a 10 because his strength was technically the same as Super Saiyan 3 Goku at the end of the movie, I feel like Goku and Vegeta are going to have somewhat of the same strength, so when you combine them together, essentially 10 plus 10 is a 20. So I feel like that's kind of like the strength of Frieza in this movie. So what do you guys think about that? Does that sound ridiculous? Now, parallel-wise, I can't tell you that because we don't know. We don't know. Parallels became irrelevant after the Frieza saga, with Goku as being the last. Actually, the last time parallels were scanned was Trunks, which was a 5. But strong-wise, the last strong parallel that was scanned was Goku when he was 150 million, and Frieza was 120 million in the Frieza saga. But after that, we really don't know what scale these warriors are growing, what the base power levels are, and what kind of multipliers they get from the Super Saiyan God ability. We just know that, Toriyama said that Goku was a 6, Beerus was a 10, and Whis was a 15. So Frieza has to be between a 17 and a 20, and ultimately I believe he's going to be like a 20, twice as strong as Beerus. Not as twice strong as Whis, but strong enough where he can take out each person individually, but not strong enough where he could probably have a perfectly even fight, whereas if Goku and Vegeta were to team up. Now, of course, there's also the possibility of Super Saiyan God Gogeta up here in this movie, but I feel like he's not going up here for 2 reasons. Number 1, to do the fusion dance, you have to be the same height, and I don't know if Vegeta's hair counts as that. If the hair doesn't count, excuse me, Vegeta's not the same height, so I don't think they can pull out the fusion dance. At the same time, I don't think they're going to do Potara because just the way that they behaved at the end of Buu Saga when they fought Kid Buu, I think they're going to refuse. True Saiyans, they fight alone, and I don't think that Potara is going to be a case, unless they introduce a new way to fuse between gods or something in this new movie, which would be pretty freaking amazing, actually. But I don't think Potara is going to happen for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's permanent, and number 2, again, they refused it in Buu Saga. Why would they do it again, in this movie? And on top of that, as I said my other day, in the video a couple days ago, I feel like Vegeta's going to deliver the final blow. He's going to deliver the final blow, and he's going to basically avenge his family, his father, his pride, and his entire race in this movie. And it's going to be so glorious because that's something that we all wanted to see happen for a long time now. So that's kind of my theory. What do you guys think? Does that sound ridiculous? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to know what you guys think, how strong Frieza is. Using the same scale as Toriyama, just give me like a number between like 1 to 100. I don't know. Let me know how strong you think Frieza is going to come back, and we'll have a fun discussion like we do all the time. So yeah. So if you guys are still as hyped as I am about this movie, be sure to punch that like button right in the face. Leave your comments and feedback in the comment section below, and we'll just take it from there. Yeah. How's that? Yeah, sounds good. Alright guys, you guys enjoy the rest of your amazing day, and of course, as soon as I find out some more information about this movie, I will let you guys know. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the comment section below. How's that? Sounds great. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your day. You guys are amazing, Super Saiyans, and I'll see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.